What up? It's us.
It is us. Verified.
It is us. It's us. Ah! Every time the Infinisun logo just like jump scares me. Welcome everyone to the Shatterglass Creator Commentary. I've been excited to do this one for a while. This is hopefully the first of a whole bunch of behind the scenes bonus features that we're going to be putting out over the next, I don't know how many months. I think everyone kind of knows me, so I guess we'll go over to my co-conspirators, my collaborators. I like how I'm being a funny little silly boy while a eulogy to my dead friend plays on the screen. It's very respectful. Yeah. No, this is setting the tone. Why don't we start with Keej? Do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, hello. My name is Cage TV. You might know me from some various things. I've done voices for some things. Those things including Brawl, King Cornelius Transformers Combaticons, whatever I can get my little grimy hands on. Roads of Rust, I was sleazebagging that, and I'm very happy to be Optimus Prime's little creature. Kickstart, yeah. That one, that freak. Fumbling my way through this, but I'm very happy to be here with my pals for the whole movie.
Aren't we all just fumbling our way through life? Wolf, say hi.
Hi. I'm Alan. I go by Christmas Wolf online. I voice Starscream in Shattered Glass, and I've been part of multiple other assorted projects online. You may know me mostly from working with TFI Creations for the past few years. This is the first project I've actually worked under the Crosshairs channel, and I'm really happy to be here. So thank you for having had me on board.
Delighted to have stolen you from Sam.
Yeah, it was stolen, borrowed. I don't know.
No, it's stolen.
There's an agreement between you two. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, we don't need to go into that. What exactly that entails. And finally, Mason.
Hi. I'm no stranger to any of this. I've been around for a while now with Crosshairs production. You know me as a lot of characters from the Ascension verse: Iron Fist, Shockwave, Starscream, Cup, Tailgate, Slicer, a whole slew of funny little fellas. I help with script revisions time to time. I help with casting. And in this, for those who haven't seen this and are watching the commentary first for some reason, there's some fun little stuff we'll see down the road that I helped work on. Some avant-garde stuff we did with the animation. I'm very, very, very excited to have been a part of. And there's obviously we kind of all cross paths here, there, on other channels, but done a whole whack of stuff. I was in Roads of Rust with Keej, and I was Cup. Yes. I was Cup in that, and I'm Cup.
We never
in this
directly
too.
recorded together. I
Cup
forgot
everywhere.
about
Yeah. So I'm excited for this Shattered Glass, Joe. This is like great. I wish I could have been there, Lauren, and I wish we could have been there for the actual premiere. I know Keej was, but God, like this, really, it's really like quite a testament to your skill and a labor of love. Clearly, just seeing like kind of stuff from Broken Mirror compared to where you are now with the Shattered Glass project is like
it's a massive step up, absolutely. God, yeah, this scene that's playing now was the first one that I actually filmed, and I wish it wasn't, because I wish I could have been used the new Hot Rod figure that came out last year instead of the Power of the Primes one. But even so, like, I'm really happy with the level of quality that we elevated this project with, and it was every aspect. Like we spent a lot of time on the pre-production cycle, like that part of the process, because we were absolutely committed to getting everything. I mean, not necessarily like right, but like down to a really like fine detail, like the highest like possible quality. And so that involves we we got a whole slew of new voice actors in. So Keej and Wolf, and I will keep referring to you as your like online handles because I'm stupid.
No, you're not. I mean, well, that's what most people already know us by. So
Yeah.
we'll keep it simple.
Yeah, I realised that when I said introduce yourself, Wolf, it was like me talking to a dog. It felt a
Hello,
bit weird.
Wolf. Ralph.
If it makes you feel better, Joe
bite.
referred to me as I am Amazing Mason for the first 5 years of knowing each other. He would never call me just Mason.
Well,
Which was flattering.
You're joking.
That's your legal name.
Yes, yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it says on my birth certificate.
True.
My parents were quite pretentious. They were expecting a lot from me, and
Yes. I am adequate.
here we are.
Oh, there he is our boy.
Oh,
there
there
he
you
is.
are.
It's the guy. off the film,
there
isn't
he
it?
is. Yes.
That's sheesh fish, isn't
I
it?
was so happy. I mean, the entire new cast that we brought on, I was so happy to have everyone come on and be part of it. Because we spent such a long time going through the audition process and like doing chemistry tests and stuff like that was really cool. But like the kind of big three, and it's no disrespect to you, Keej, or to Gage, but Megatron, Starscream, Shockwave, I think it's such a fantastic pairing in terms of the vocal differences and the chemistry that they have all together.
For
I
sure.
was delighted to get these three right, and then it was a bonus that the twins and Kickstart turned out okay as well.
Oh man, everybody
yeah.
that voiced in this.
I mean,
they nailed
to be fair,
each
it's in
character
character.
impeccably. It was so impressive, especially the very first time we recorded live, and you could just feel the energy there. It was just something else.
It was a very different experience recording kind of live with the other actors. I don't think we ever had a session of any kind where we had the entire Decepticast together. I think we were kind of like spotted around a little bit.
Yeah.
I think Isaac was late to the table read when we did the first one. He was late by an hour, and by that time, like, his main scenes were done.
I think I remember that, yeah.
Oh,
But
man.
yeah, it's a phenomenal cast. It was really cool as well. Like Mason, not just a voice actor for this in a small way, and as we'll see later, an artist. But we brought you on as a casting assistant as well.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really important to kind of. I think it's very important now that I'm not kind of surrounded by yes men, and I don't think that's ever been the case. But I wanted to have a kind of second opinion, a sort of objective view on the voices that we were going through, and making sure that they all kind of sounded right together.
Well, not to cut you off, there's
No,
there's
no,
one
I was done.
there's one voice in particular. Like I remember kind of going through all of these, and we really did spend. I think we spent almost 2 hours listening and then listening again, and kind of flipping through the different voices to just kind of make sure everything sounded fresh and kind of fit the vision we were going for. But I remember there's one moment in particular with a voice that we cast, and I don't know whether it's whatever to say that there might be more of that character down the road here or there. But there was someone that was they tried out for one character, and we both just kind of shook our heads no, I don't think that's it. But are you thinking what I'm thinking? And then we both had different ideas of who that actor could have been for different roles in Shattered Glass. So there was kind of it was a hard pool to draw from in that respect, because everybody who tried out did offer something good, quite good, but sometimes things just weren't a fit for one thing. But it's nice to kind of have those voices in the back pocket for later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I remember who you're talking about. I need to revisit the casting call club stuff that we had there. I remember as well Megatron and Starscream. I mean, all of the voices really were kind of open for audition, but there were some roles that I went to specific people for. So there was Wolf and Aiden. I think I went to you both for Megatron and Starscream.
Yeah.
No, I went to you for Megatron and Starscream, and I went to Aiden for just Megatron.
Oh, okay. Although,
And-
looking back, my Megatron take was nothing. I mean, I'm so glad that, because Aiden absolutely just nailed sort of that wisdom, that gravitas.
Yeah.
I felt a lot better about Starscream, but I honestly, I don't know. Like the first time, I remember the first takes I did for Starscream, and they just didn't feel. I don't know. Something was off about it. It didn't feel either raspy enough, or something was just a little too forced about it. I think I spent the whole afternoon trying to get the idea of how to get the character down, and then I was just like, okay, here it is. Here's the last one. I'll just send it in and see if he likes it.
This'll do.
This'll be all right.
Can I say an epic gamer complaint, by the way? Can I noise you up here, right?
All right, wait, who are you noising up?
I'm noising up you. I'm noising up
Alright.
the big man, right? It's always annoyed me that when Megatron shows up on that screen, there's like the kind of bars for like the monitor,
Yeah.
right? But then when his face shows up to say like identity like verified, the bars aren't over his face. It's as if he's like there's just a phantom ghost of Megatron in air.
No, they're
I
there.
punched
They are.
my drywall.
Oh no,
seeing
no,
that.
they're not there because the kind of the visual bars is meant for the CCTV, but the screen is just kind of like that's like an overlay on the screen.
Okay, I'm gonna
Redacted.
You get a
fix my wall
well,
in a minute.
Keith, it's
right?
been
One
nice
second,
having you
let's punch
be
some
part
drywall.
of the cast and crew for a Shatterglass, but I don't think we'll
Yeah.
we'll send you your check in the mail.
That was Megatron's very
Okay,
own
check
Herculad.
it.
That was what that
You know, I just realized something. I can't believe I've seen this film about 4 or 5 times now at this point, and I only realized that now that was one of the few scenes where we actually see null rays on Starscream.
Yeah. I did want to make sure that Starscream got some blasters on him, but there's just no point during the film where he has any kind of need of them. I mean, he can maybe use them on Grimlock, but
Yeah.
I've just made a whole deal of him being like a Knight Templar, and so that immediately kind of associates with swords, and the swords look cool. So it just ended up being like that. I mean, the twins.
Oh,
Oh,
the
like,
twins.
Grindor only uses his blasters once. The rest of the time, they're throwing cars at Grimlock. But that is the only time he actually fires his null rays. But they are part of his equipment.
I also like the attention to Megatron's equipment as well, because of course, you know, he is the triple changer, but only on occasion does he have his fusion cannon out. It's on his left arm, and I like the way it
Yes.
retracts. Just it feels very, for lack of a better term, organic.
Those were very specific details that I wanted to include on Megatron. So, I mean, obviously, the regular version that we know, it's on his right arm. It's always out. That's Megatron, the warmonger. This one, while he is still a warrior, he's not so aggressive, and so the fusion cannon. I mean, switching it to the other side is just a nice little visual detail of like, haha, mirrors. But actually retracting it and putting it away when he doesn't need it is a very important distinction between him and the regular version that we're used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would need to be like approachable both character-wise and in like the actual story,
Yes.
wouldn't he?
Yeah,
It's like, I mean, regardless of what the kind of the Skybound stuff is doing at the moment, it's like if Optimus had his gun out all the time, that's a very aggressive kind of display that you're putting on there.
As if he doesn't already look aggressive. I mean, Shattered Glass, of course, you know, the dark purple and everything, but the fact he's got like additional smokestacks and blasters on his forearms, and just he looks, I don't want to say, I mean, I think imposing is too easy of a word, but again, he has that warmonger look kind of switched. Yeah.
It is a more aggressive
Do you
presentation.
think he's compensating for something?
No.
It was Jay who did these.
Oh, yes.
beautiful-
I was about
Yeah.
to say, can we take a moment to
Wait.
call out Jay's work on how awesome the CG models and stuff in this whole film look?
It was a joy every time I saw a notification on Discord from him. It would just be like, Shadow Elite 217 sent bunch of numbers MP4, and I was like, oh, let's go, yes! And every time it was always amazing to see what he had cooked up. A lot of the stuff in the first act was like prevised in some way. Like I was still kind of using SketchUp, and that was sort of my intention for a while to use SketchUp for the CG elements or like the starship elements for this film. So he basically matched what I had made, and then occasionally would add a little extra flair, which would make me squeal like a little girl.
Oh,
And it elevates it. It's just one of the many other things in this film which really elevates the quality so much. I'm so happy that we got him on board for this project in this capacity as well.
Yeah.
Did he model it from scratch?
He had the Arc model from somewhere. I can't remember what, but the shuttlecraft that appears later was built entirely from scratch. From what I'm more partly from scratch, but God, this is such a good shot.
The lighting
but
is
partly from the existing Arc model. So a bit of tinkering with what he had, but a lot of building from new, because we couldn't get the old shuttle imported into Blender because we only had it on a very old version of SketchUp, the 2017 version. That's what I'm working with right now to avoid paying anything to Trimble or whatever it is.
Cribbly.
What's a Trimble?
I think Trimble now owns SketchUp, and I realize that this just sounds like a Rick.
Is Trimble
This just
a
sounds like a
person?
Rick and Morty bit.
It kind of does.
The quibbly of
Okay, so
online
Morty, there's a
3D
Trimble
assets.
and like a Flooble and a Fleek T and something and a.
My name is
And then a
Trimble.
Schlami comes and rubs it and spits on
Oh,
it.
gee, Rick, the Schlami come. Oh, Rick, gee.
I like that Megatron pointed when you said that. Oh, jeez, the Trimble is here. The iconic Shatterglass Megatron line.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
Oh, gee.
Oh boy, this is such a fun sequence. Like,
Yeah, it's good.
I know it's
Getting
sort
deja
of
vu.
like I know it's sort of repeating what we did in season 2 of Ascension, but with slightly higher quality animation and ripping the ship in half, which is another shot which looks amazing. Oh, here it
Yeah.
is, just coming up.
This is this is what Quick Mix's big scene.
This is Quick Mix, the character everyone was waiting for.
Yeah, there he is.
Can't believe he dies.
I know.
Spoilers.
That's all, my lango.
He says McClunky and then he gets thrown out of the ship. Okay, I have to ask about this because
man.
it sounds so much like it. Was that just like a Halo Elite scream that he lets out?
Yes.
Yes!
That was
What?
that was on Jay's. That was on Jay's either recommendation or request.
Oh, come on.
They put him in there.
Oh, wait, no, that's right. I remember you mentioning that in one of the recording sessions. You're like, I'm going to sneak this Elite scream in here somewhere. It's just going to sound so good. It's a little reference. I can't believe I forgot about that.
Oh, Gaia.
Oh man. This was actually that shot that we were just talking about. I know it's like a minute behind us now, but that was one of 2 shots where we were. 2 shots? Yeah, one of at least 2 shots where we were playing with the aspect ratio a lot more. And I don't normally like that sort of stuff because I've seen it done very, very terribly in certain films. But I think it's just.
Certain Transformers films.
I said no names. Do you know what it was? I think it was. No one is going to remember it, but it was Lightyear. Which was kind of the inspiration. Well, congratulations, you and I have seen it.
Yeah, us, yeah.
We are the box office. But
Which one are you? Are you box or are you office?
I'm Xoff,
Oh,
and you're sandwiching me. But it was the scenes where Buzz is taking his ship to hyperspeed, whatever it is, where the aspect ratio widens. To kind of give you that sense of scale and spectacle, and that was something that did kind of stick with me. I actually remember being quite impressed seeing that when that happened in the film, and so I just wanted to see how it might look in this, and I think it works quite well in both instances where it's used. Expanding the scene, the image. I don't know.
The stylistic viewer's perspective or something.
Yeah, something like that.
There's some crap to keep them convinced.
Pretty much.
I know I had to.
Wakey.
I had to talk you down, Joe. You kept trying to put a comedic relief robot cat in the movie after watching Lightyear, and I said, like, it doesn't work for Shattered Glass, like, you can't do it. But you were so insistent, and it kept making it to the final draft. But I'm glad you cut that out of the last.
It was a difficult decision, but we had to let go of Tibbles,
Wait.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
So
Quibbly,
confirmed,
what's
Shattered
his
Glass
name?
Cheetor?
Quibbly.
Is that what I'm getting?
Was it?
Hey,
What?
oh, I was just the first thing in my mind popped to was, wait a second. Okay, we're having a Shattered Glass Cheetor.
Maybe. Ooh.
Shattered Glass Cheetor, but he's
not
just the
doing
cat
that.
from Lightyear.
Oh,
Socks or Boot or whatever the cat was called.
Socks. I think it was Socks.
Socks, yeah.
Should we just make this commentary a review of Lightyear?
Sure, sure, why
go on.
not?
We have to find as many parallels between Lightyear and your Shattered Glass film. It was an Inception style, like, deep root into your subconscious.
It was all secretly Lightyear 2.
I'm
Yeah.
the only one who
when
actually
we're being silly.
enjoyed Lightyear like too much.
Kickover is our Buzz stand-in. And,
Kick over. Wrong kick.
There's a few of those kicks
Yeah.
kicking about.
kicking about, kick over, kick start.
That's
That's
just-
right.
see what we're being silly, right?
Wait, are we
Shit-
referencing
shit
the?
coincidence.
It doesn't
like-
happen.
Do you think Kickstart, like, underneath the glasses, do you think it has like a singular, like
I told you
guy?
not to talk about this. Right?
It's on my mind. It's on my mind. Does it blink? I don't know. It just keeps me up at night.
No,
so-
underneath the visor, he's an older Buzz Lightyear.
That's I don't know. That's kind of pushing it for me.
Is this it? Is this the bit that we're running with for the next like 30 minutes? Is this what we've chosen? Is this what we've resigned ourselves to? Have you ever seen Lightyear 2023?
That's what he's asking.
Gentlemen, enough! Let us not speak about Lightyear 2023. Some decorum, please.
There's only 3 Toy Story movies.
Kickstart, stop
Conrad
bringing up
before
Lightyear.
Chuck is so good in this.
He's
isn't
so good.
Chuck
It's-
is
it-
amazing. Thank you for changing the topic onto something relevant.
he? Like, I remember Joe at the premiere when we were all sat with our, clapping our hands together, all happy. And as soon as Chuck started talking to Shockwave, I looked at you and I was like,
Oh
just
yeah.
hearing it in the big speakers.
Chuck as Shockwave, I could listen to him reading, like, anything.
Yeah.
I was about to say, like, the Yellow Pages, but nobody
Yeah.
has the Yellow Pages anymore.
What's
he's like-
yellow page?
There it is, the Yellow Pages.
Starscream, get me a copy of the Yellow Pages.
I love
I'm
this little
sorry.
character
Yeah, oh,
that
yeah.
all
The
pulls
what?
off.
The little wall, that's great.
It's, yeah.
You never see people have the characters interact with the background in these Transformer stop motions too much. I really like that.
I getting these are the fexed hobby sci-fi backdrops, and getting those was a game changer.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I'm so glad that that I invested in 3 of those. Because
I think it's all the wee details, isn't it, that makes this like such a, as Mason was saying, like an evolution of
Yeah.
your style. Like wee things like Kickstart takes a wee second to walk before everyone else does. The twins, like their kind of body language, just the wee details. It makes me do the chef's kiss. It makes me smile.
I'm gonna beat
It really
you in my
adds,
face.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm just being stupid.
Excuse me. I'm the only stupid one here. You can't take that away from me.
Hang on. Hang on. What about Keej?
Oh, right. We left Keith. Sorry, Keith.
Anyway, say your thing.
What if his name was Kickfart?
Oh, right. What was it gonna be? Oh, yeah. I was just gonna say how the backdrops, like the physical backdrops, just add so much more character and 3-dimensional quality to things. I mean, it's inevitable to have to use 3D backgrounds, but when you can have that little extra bit, it's universe building.
Yeah, and also from like a kind of practical perspective, when so much of the film is actually happening inside the spaceship, it's a good idea to do that, because you can do things with it makes it more real. You can do more things with like the depth of field and the perspective and stuff like that. It's just it looks better. It just looks better. I don't like. I'm not going to go on a whole blooming tangent about it, but I don't like how prevalent green screen is in filmmaking, and it's a shame that has become the case because it is cheaper. This just looks better. And speaking of looking better, we're about to come into the bit that Mason has been gagging to talk about for.
Yes. And then I stay silent for the whole thing.
We're gonna skip that and
jump ahead like 2 minutes.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Hello. So I'll have to give half of the credit here because Joe did all of the final touches to this, animating different things, adding the filter, obviously all the work that went into the audio and music choices and selling it. But this was really fun, this shot in particular, because it was really trying to infuse a lot of references into stuff without stepping over future plans that you might have. But that bludgeon design, we really kind of had fun doing our own interpretation of Shattered Glass Bludgeon because he exists. And that's something that's really nice about doing fan films is you get to do stuff like this. You get to play around with styles and kind of change the lore how you like. I know you in particular, Joe, were I want a Jack Lawrence sort of inspired style. There's my crappy little render of Megatron as a ship. Just it's the most Star Trek looking thing, but it works out because literally the next shot is him in his office, which is meant to look like the inside of a ship, like an office inside of something from the Next Generation. This right here, oh my god, this sells it. I remember showing this to Lauren for the first time. Lauren is my spouse for the listeners, and she hadn't seen any of this stuff. She'd seen me working on the back, of all the artwork and stuff. But once I played that for her, the render with all the effects on it, we both let out this audible yeah when it transitioned between the scenes because it was it's so good. And I think it highlights in general for a film like this the different unique things that each person brings to a film like this. Again, clearly lots of effort went into this. It's clearly a labor of love, something you were really passionate about doing, Joe, and kind of keeping everybody excited. But the voice work and the writing and the direction, and then me getting to do hopefully the first of several fun art things like this for future projects. I think that's not promising anything. I've pitched something to Joe. We'll see if it happens.
This is you side nudging me. Is give me more money. So
this is where I tell, not even money. This is just where I tell the audience, bully Joe into letting me do more art stuff because I have scenes for things that I want to throw into things later. I think people would really love, and but that also comes down to what projects go through development and what actually ends up happening, because I don't think people realize how much stuff ideas do actually get tossed around and how much time goes into making stuff like this for you in particular, because you animate everything on your free time. So
yeah, and even on time when I should be working.
See when you were finishing up the whole animated sequence with the 2D stuff there, I remember you talking about what particular colors to slightly kind of tint or saturate things with, and even the kind of the VHS kind of I forget what that is called with VHS with the bar that goes up and down, the refresher.
Yeah.
Even you were talking about wee details like that. You were determined to get that right. I think that shows in the end.
Yeah. I think that I did. I think one of the other ideas I had for that effect was like a basic kind of vignette and a bit of desaturation, but I wanted to kind of, I think, lean more into the kind of technology, the fact that they are robots, a little bit more, and so their kind of flashback might look like like an old VCR or something, trying to remember what happened or something along those lines.
Well, it works for the time period as well, because they're in the 80s.
Yeah. It is the 80s.
The mid-80s, right?
It's
so
different 80s.
Yes. So maybe they had VCR even earlier. You never know.
Damn. There we go.
Walter Mondale 2024.
They're just getting the Zune now. In 2024, their time.
I really like the lighting in all the arc scenes as
Yeah.
well. Like with the big monitor lighting them all up with a big nice kind of white light. That was cool.
I think I could have done. I think one of the things though that I'm not to say that I'm not happy with how this all turned out, but I think I could have been a bit more consistent with some of the lighting, because I think it does flicker about a little bit. But that's just me being experimental and a bit silly and forgetting to do things. But on the whole, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I call this the
beautiful.
Halo 4 shot. This is like from the Halo 4 announcement trailer. And you see the frigate ripped in half, and Master Chief's like, "Oh, look, the big scary orb."
Gold.
He says, "Cortana, is that an
My 2
orb?"
cardboard cards to the twins.
Yes, Chief. Press X to ponder it.
Press X to punch the orb. It's one of the best bits in Infinite, where it's like, "Do you know how to fix the computer?" And he's just like, "No," and then he punches the console.
Oh, this is a great scene in terms of the atmosphere.
Yeah.
I like the
Yeah.
zoom.
There's the dolly zoom that we got going on there is fun.
Which Toa is inside the canister?
It's
red
Takanuva,
one.
but you can't have him. Super rare.
I think it's crazy how Gage can carry these scenes just by bouncing off himself.
Yeah.
You know what? I was really surprised at how popular the twins seem to be. In,
Oh, yeah.
Like as the film was being like premiered, but also like the comments immediately afterwards, there were loads of people saying how much they love the twins, and Gage does amazing with
Yeah.
both of them.
Oh, beautifully.
I also want to
Totally
take this
free.
moment to just say to the audience, people may not know, but halfway through making this film, I forgot which twin was which.
Oh.
So Grindor is meant to be the red one, and Blackout is meant to be the green one. And I had like something in my brain to remind me which one was which, like Grindor red, and Blackout was the other. But Grindor, Green Door became more prevalent in my mind.
Oh yeah, as if we
So
didn't
that's
have
just
enough
how we're
trouble
rolling
with,
now.
I remember, I think we were at TFN. I was like, "Oh yeah, Green Door was the green one because Green Door," and you went, "What?" you looked at me like mortified. I was like, "Who?" I was like, "Oh fuck." Wait, bleep that out. I didn't say that.
I've ruined
Oh no,
everything.
Keech said the fuck word.
I've ruined it. no, we gotta
Don't
censor
say
that
the
too.
fuck word on my stream.
Oh,
No.
whoever ends
sorry,
up
I'm
editing
glass
this, you have to put in a funny sound.
Oh yeah, we
Right.
need to work out who that is.
We need to choose who's editing this. Whatever.
If it's me, I'm not doing that. I can't be bothered.
no,
It's like, yeah, no.
Yeah. Oh, I love the whole build up with Grimlock throughout this. I think making Grimlock a threat was very important. And like someone that would actually be very intimidating and very hard to take down. And that's what's quite fun about Shattered Glass compared to some of the other projects, is that, you know, other films, and especially Target Alpha Trion, you've got the waves of easily felled enemies. Like you got tons of Eradicons and generic Decepticons getting like shot down, but Grimlock I really wanted him to be a force of nature, and like something that it was a war of attrition, just like throwing everything you could at him to bring him down. And I think it really came across here, like him being this terrifying thing for the Decepticons to see again, and especially Shockwave.
Oh, yeah.
And something that was going to be really, really hard for them to defeat, unless they came together like Zack Snyder's Justice League.
We're going so good there until the
wow.
end.
I will say, I think you did a good job of the rule in monster films that you're supposed to follow, where you don't show the creature, like you really let it build up and like, you know, all Bionicle related jokes aside of him popping out of the tube there, that's really well lit. You don't see the entirety of him until like whatever just happened, like 30 seconds ago. You don't really see him all that
his
much,
glory.
and I think that's good because I know you're working within a time constraint, but it also kind of, in a way, helps to set the new environment. Is you're kind of following him for that reveal of the new environment as well, because, like you said, you do spend a decent amount of time just in the spaceship itself, never to a detriment of the film either. I never was, when watching this in its entirety, was never like, oh, we're still inside the spaceship, like,
Yeah.
all right, checking my watch. Like, it's all the character stuff is interesting and carries it through. So it's nice to have the physical set, but it's a neat little, like, potentially unintentional, like, oh, we followed the rule of the monster, and now we're in the new environment, and we've really set up well for kind of the big action set piece.
I'm going to pretend that all of that was exactly what I intended.
Awesome. Well, yeah, you're welcome.
Now wait, what figure
love
was
the Fall of
used
Cybertron
for
bit.
Grimlock? I mean, I know it's like the Fall of Cybertron design, but the red version?
It's the third-party Planet X Hephaestus.
Wait. Is it a repaint?
Yeah. It was. I can't remember if it was like a limited run or anything, or if it was done for a
Oh.
specific convention.
Okay.
But yeah, you can get the generations for Cybertron Grimlock in those colours, but it's very, very difficult. I know Key just got him.
Oh.
I'm
I
great.
know you've also got a yellow Optimus Prime, which I would really like.
Ooh.
Who are
I
you?
don't know.
Oh, fair enough.
I want to say again, I could listen to Chuck as Shockwave all day, especially
Yeah.
like when he's giving the exposition about Grimlock, like his kind of history. I love that bit. I don't know why. It's just so engaging to listen to.
Well, it is. It has the empathy, and you can also hear the guilt in his voice. Like, he created this monster to help them, and
Yeah.
instead it absolutely obliterated any chance of the Decepticons being able to win. And now it's here on, like he said, a populated world, and he doesn't want to
Yeah.
see that happen again. It's
And
insane.
It's not even that much of an inversion of how Grimlock was depicted in the Cybertron games. It's just now recontextualized as a bad thing for the good guys.
Yeah.
But it's exactly the same kind of setup. I imagine Grimlock originally was like a Decepticon warrior, and then he like got the bloodlust, and then became a bad guy. But yeah, it's little details, little things, little inversions. Also,
I love that little thing they do where the helicopters kind of like they like go in with the kind of momentum, and then they kind of rebalance themselves a little bit and wobble. That's such a nice wee
This
detail.
is-
and I know I keep saying that, but like, whoa.
this is maybe my favorite fight scene that I've ever made. Yeah, I because it's two helicopters beating the shit out of a T-Rex.
I mean, okay, that is that is
fair.
fair.
But
I mean, I liked it in Ascension when Laserbeak get thrown into a big vat of evil liquid. That was cool.
fell into the slime tank.
He got gunged.
But like
Slicer
this-
turns. He goes, "Oh, you threw my little guy in the liquid." Oh no.
This is such a good fight scene, and I wanted to. It would be so easy to just have these two, just like jumping and like punching and kicking him, but actually using the vehicle modes to do battle was. I really wanted to do something like that. I think that had been on the table for quite a while, like even in the early days when we had the idea of. There was that expanded universe image that I posted, which had one of the helicopters doing like the lassoing Grimlock, and I think I always had it in my mind that they would be doing a lot of the fighting within their vehicle modes. But it just allows for more interesting visuals. I mean, you see robots punching each other like silly, a crazy amount of times. But vehicular combat is something that I don't think is really taken advantage of all that much in Transformers media as a whole.
Especially for helicopters,
it's
though. It's
shocking how
very
little
rare
it
to
is.
see that used.
Yeah.
Like Earthspark dropped that one fight at the end of season 1, and everyone went crazy for it because it was like, competently like composition.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's like that. It's like that in
I
what
did-
Dark of the Moon, where they have the little like modes where they can pop the guns out of their car forms.
No.
Oh yeah,
That's-
the
that's
stealth
a
force
fun-
or whatever.
Yeah, they fight
It's alright,
the
it's alright,
dreads, and it's like
Yeah.
Stealth Force. And
Oh yeah.
they do the big they do the big flip, and they grab the
Such a
CGI
death name.
Sam as he screams in the air.
So in every movie that Sam's in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of
No, the
stuff.
one where they
This
do the
is your
big
big
flip.
moment.
You know, the
Oh, right, the
classic
big flip. Sorry, I was
Yeah,
thinking of the
big
little
flip one,
flip
yeah.
from that other one.
It's the sixth Transformers Bayverse film, Transformers: The Big Flip.
Big flip.
Oh, you know, in like 20 years, they're gonna have a legacy film that where Shia LaBeouf and he just comes back, and it's like Sam, and he's just this old grizzled Sam Witwicky, and he's just like Optimus.
And then Prime just like picks him up and throws him.
Yeah.
I think this is Aiden's best scene.
You're only saying that because you're in it.
Yeah, I am in it, and I'm the best. But, like,
It's best scene because I'm in it.
I remember we recorded this, and I was genuinely taken back by how good he was. I had to like pure compose myself because it was like, oh my, I am recording alongside this guy. This is insane. It's so good the way he just makes it so believable.
The haiku line got a bit of a giggle at the live premiere. I remember that.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. People really liked him kind of listing off his accolades. It was like, I got a killer haiku, and I heard like a smash of little giggles from across the hall. It's like, oh yeah, that's such a cool thing. I spoke about this a little bit when I was, I don't know, a while back. I can't remember what it was. Oh no, it was my kind of TFN wrap up. But like, actually, kind of hearing live reactions to the art that you're making it's very scary, but it's so exciting. And so having that kind of validation is like, oh, I actually wrote something that is funny. It's really cool. And I'm glad that line got one. And I'm especially glad that Kickstart's Fake Out Death got one as well. I got a proper, like, there was a kid on the other side of the hall who just, like, I just heard after everyone else kind of, like, died down, just like, it's like, oh, yeah. That's what I want to hear.
Well, funny.
I do like how poignant this scene is, but I also think that there's like a sense of unintentional visual humor where it looks like he keeps pulling out guns, like he's gonna put Kickstart down. Like he's like, oh, he's too badly injured. It's a mercy killing now.
Can you imagine if he was like a horse and he broke his leg and they had to put him down? Oh my god!
I'm sorry, Kickstart. I'm gonna have to put you down.
Your tires popped.
You're turning into glue.
Tires popped.
You've suffered a burst
You're
tire.
flat. You're gonna die.
He sounds like Raven.
But you could replace that. That's just a wheel.
No, sorry. You're a liability to us all.
Kickstart, you've got a fender bender. I'm gonna snap your neck up.
It's like
That's
his mirror
over.
falls off. It's like, that's it. You're
Well,
done.
that's it for you, old friend.
Shh.
They're just perfectionists.
Look at the flowers.
Look at the flowers. This was a great scene. I remember during the writing process, I was really struggling with having some kind of conflict for Kickstart because the way that we had it in one of the earlier drafts was that he was there wasn't any other escape. He was kind of stuck on the planet, and he might just piss off somewhere else once he was done fighting Grimlock, and then he comes in and fights him. But actually, kind of giving him the out. It was. I spoke to my dad about it, and he provided some very good feedback about kind of what could be done. And I realised that Kickstart needs the out. He needs to be able to go, but he needs to stay of his own decision, his own choice.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
And that's a lot of good character development to him as
I
well.
can't
It's
imagine
not
it
just
for
kind of
that.
a one-note thing. It really makes character think, makes the audience think, and it's rewarding to see the character take the turn.
Yeah, Kickstart is not a coward by any stretch. He's a very competent fighter. I think he's just scared, as anyone would be in that sort of situation. But then Megatron comes along and gives him this wonderful speech. He says, patting himself on the back for doing an amazing job at writing it, and is inspired to return to the fight and sacrifice safety for the chance to do something good and make a difference in the world.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. It's all kicking off now, boys.
Oh, this is your touch moment coming up.
We're almost there.
Is it?
Don't spoil it just yet.
People are calling it that.
Oh
aren't
yeah, flashing images.
Ah, the flash!
Sorry.
I love that shot.
Starscream just flashed us. Oh no.
Ow.
Again, interacting with the environment, it's just good animation.
This
Like-
is such a
like-
cheap
see
gag,
when,
but it works.
Like, no, you see when one of the twins crashed, you can see like one of the Gmod cars go flying. It's just nice. It's beautiful wee details that make me grin.
There's
and I show on my 2016.
Yeah, there's things like that I've you know, because I've been watching. Oh,
Sorry, keep talking. We're just gonna jam out a bit.
okay, that's fine. I don't even have the volume on my thing. I'm just watching it silent on mine.
Kill silent movie.
But there's little things like that as someone who, when I was younger, I tried to dabble in animation stuff here or there, and then that all just kind of shifted to just doing voice acting. It's really a delight to see those little details that you've put in now that wouldn't have been in something like even not that far off, like season 2 of Ascension, right? Like, there's little finite things like Keej just said, like the car flies this way, or there's a little nod that someone does, or there's a little lean forward, or things like that just kind of sell that extra bit that you're not just looking at toys on a screen. That you're kind of looking at these little characters who are sort of fully rounded. It's things like that I'm like, I was watching it and I said to Lauren, I was like, wow, Joe did a really good job with these little character, these little quirks, these little things that he put in there. Yeah.
No, I think that's why I want to do more of these films, because I can add the details and I can spend more time doing that. And oh wait, hang on.
There's the drop.
There it is.
There's a thing.
That's such a killer
slaps.
song too, and it just works really well.
It's just straight from the YouTube audio library, and I've heard it used in a few other videos. I heard it in a Prime vs. Prime video a couple days ago. But it's actually a really, really good song, and it really complements this whole sequence.
The punch.
Love that shot, by the way.
That's fun.
Yeah,
Starscream transforms the most out of anyone in this entire
Yeah.
film.
I guess he does, yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna wear out that cog of his.
Yeah.
Really, using the transformation, and him primarily, like, fighting with, like, air-based stuff, I thought was cool, because, it gives him sort of a more unique fighting style than just, everybody's kind of in a hallway in this scene. I'll shut up for this next thing, because everybody loves this.
Everyone
Self-included.
loves
This
this.
is so good. Yeah.
Come
Oh.
on, wait.
Kill!
And he's pulled him on top of the ring, and there he goes to ring down.
Oh, and
Oh,
that
it's
got a round
beautiful.
of applause. That got a round of applause at TFN.
As it should have.
As it
I got a round of applause at
deserved.
our house when we watched this.
Hell
Lauren was like,
yeah.
did he suplex the T-Rex? I was like, yeah, great, hey.
Suplex the T- I did that before Daniel Warren Johnson. I want that on record.
Yeah.
Yeah, suplex the T-Rex.
I wanted to say, like, this. You came up with this before Skybound.
Yeah. This was, I think it was scripted that he lifts Grimlock and then slams on his back like a wrestling move, and that was well before the Skybound issues were out.
Oh, also,
Your heart out, Will Blender.
speaking of concepts in your animation that I think happened before official media put them out, didn't we cast Aiden as a Scottish Megatron before Earthspark?
I'm not.
Like
No,
official?
I don't think so. But I think I would be lying if I said that Earthspark's Megatron casting did not influence our choice for Shattered Glass.
I feel like the timing was I remember the timing being like,
It was very close.
because you worked on this for about a year, right?
Yeah. It was.
So-
By the time Earthspark came out, I think I'd been working on it for close to a year.
Yeah. So it was kind of one of those things that I could have been just like very coincidental that happens, but I thought it was really funny that it was like, I think we might have maybe beat them to the punch of casting before actually putting anything out, because obviously this has come out well after 2 seasons of Earthspark have happened. So
How did you do that thing with the string burning, by the way? Was that just like another bit of string you found, or did you actually
So what I did was I basically painted the string snapping in. I think I did it in Stop Motion Pro.
Oh.
And so I had
Right.
the string kind of taut across the frame, and then drew the fraying strands, and then snapped it. So it's entirely a digital effect, but it turns out okay.
You're insane for animating string in stop motion.
I
First of
know.
all, like,
Please
No.
stop me.
put me away and lock away the key.
Well, there's that one shot earlier where there's a bit of like recoil on the rescue cable on I think it's Blackout. Which one's the red one again?
Oh, it's a good shot.
I can't remember.
Yeah, exactly. It's a real Rumble Frenzy situation.
No, wait,
Blackout.
Grindor, red, green.
No, shut up.
Yeah, Grindor's the red one.
No.
Grindor. But there's
You're
the
stretching,
part
huh?
where his rope has like slack to it as he's pulling Grimlock forward, and I can picture how you would have animated that, just like your hand is kind of pushing the string up out of frame. But that's like just one of those little things. It's like a little attention to detail again that I thought helped sell these the physics
Oh,
of the
that's
character
just-
moments.
Yeah. No, it was
I've been
exactly
meaning to
that.
ask, right?
Yeah.
See when the guns come out and there's that like yow like sound effect. Where's that from? Because I've always liked that like little noise you make.
Wait, which one? What, Grimlock going?
It's like when the guns come out. Oh, there's
Oh, this the freaking
was
CG
thinking-
Grimlock. It looks so good.
There he is!
It does.
Keach said the first
Oh, that was
swear word.
that was the first swear.
was the first
I'm the
swear word
best.
we've ever
Okay,
had.
first ever swear.
Ah,
in a
Keach.
Can't
section
take that
film.
away from me.
Breaking boundaries.
Eagle ballooned.
There we go. And this is that was two shots stitched together because poor Jay was working so long on that flip shot.
Oh.
Too long. It drove him insane.
I forgot how violent the explosion was.
Yeah. Everyone knows that
Is he alright?
shuttles are made of explodium.
Well, naturally.
They're made of transformium.
Yeah.
Let's not get into that.
Could you say explodium in the Starscream voice? I really want to hear that.
Megatron, it would seem that the shuttle is made of explodium. Fascinating.
Yay!
Oh, thank you.
We'll sell that as merch. I'll draw a picture of
Oh.
Shatterglass Starscream pointing.
Ah, you know what? We need to put like a little sound chip into. We need to make like a custom shit.
Yeah, a little button
and
you
just
can
put a little
press.
sound clip in there. And one of the, it's like, I am Starscream. Push the button again. Explodium. Push the button again.
This is gonna hurt. I'm sentient.
This shirt is alive!
like a 1 in 30 chance of
it's
getting.
symbiote.
I'm alive. Put me up to make me diddy.
That line from Shockwave about the field test, that was such a banger as well.
He's great. Again, this whole scene I love. I love every scene that's in this film. I think it's just so good, and especially I like that. I think it would be so easy to end the battle, like when Grimlock's been suplexed, but the fact that he kind of comes back, like punching and screaming like a little child and setting himself
Yeah.
on fire as toddlers do, is another thing that kind of adds to the threat level. It's like, oh no, he's actually.
Yeah.
He's not down and out. He's actually angrier than he's ever been in his life.
I
Which
think
is
the
terrifying.
technical industry term for that is getting a second wind.
Yes. Second wind was very important because it allows for a character beat. Allows for character development. I can't believe he's dead.
Oh no!
Is he alright?
Oh.
No, it's not.
Keej,
John,
you
is
sacrificed so
is
much to save us.
This was pre-recorded, by the way. I'm dead in real
Yeah.
life.
We're just predicting.
Keej did all his
7th
own
of
stunts as
September
well.
2024, by the way. I love the little ears moving
Yeah.
up and down.
Yes.
That's again just another beautiful detail.
I think I'm keeping the shockwave for the rest of the films that we make with him. Like, I just need to make that better for filming with. But the ears is such a good thing.
Yay, he's alive. In the
What? I'm
industry, we
shocked.
call that getting a second wind.
Will you stop?
Love this. Love
Yeah,
this.
that's good.
It's
That's
so
good.
funny. It's so funny.
It is.
Yeah, I get it.
It's also really heartwarming because he's still quite like defensive around Shockwave,
Yeah.
especially. But just like, shut up! I know I saved your life. Piss off.
Not like I like you or anything.
I think that shot of Kickstart coming in. Oh no, it was the one afterwards when the Decepticons like look down the line towards him. I think an earlier draft or an earlier version of that scene, like it held on them for another like 2-3 seconds. And it just killed the pacing entirely. So cutting just a few seconds of them standing still makes the joke land so much better.
I like the idea of them having like a much slower reaction to like, what?
It's a full 2 minutes of them standing there looking at the fire.
Wait a second.
Aiden's laugh there was so glorious as well. He just put everything into it.
I like funny Megatron. I think that's great. That's just little things that he does. That haiku line, or him laughing, or he's so charming. He's such a charming.
He's so charming.
He is. He's very, very.
Aiden's got.
Wait, where did they land, by the way? Did they land in Maryland?
New Lego Mars mission.
This is Glasgow, actually.
Oh, that's all cocaine. Yeah, that's all the cocaine train in Glasgow.
No, this is Oregon. Where is it? Where's Mount St. Helens?
America.
Yeah, so this is America.
Meanwhile, somewhere in America.
In the town of White and Rich.
That's me. That's half of me.
That's. I wish I could take claim for that. That was Lauren. She was like, White and Rich. I was like, I don't think that's how it's pronounced.
I think this was I think the first scene that I filmed was the very first scene with Hot Rod and the Decepticons getting executed. I think this was the second one.
Really?
Yeah. And that particular silhouette shot, that wasn't the one that I started with. I think I reshot it, but I remember that being one that I really wanted to incorporate. So there was like a test image that I did, which I wanted to kind of be the iconic scene. And it's beautiful. I think the whole sunset sequence skybox here is great. And I love all the interactions with the big three, and this is another great one. USA.
That got
This,
me.
yeah,
USA
that
got
little
me.
bit, the USA and the humans bit is.
the Hummins.
Two things that were different about this particular scene in an earlier version was, one, the whole like disguising the ship thing was a much bigger affair. So Megatron was on top of the mountain with that console pulling the lever, and then we just changed it around, like how the ship had actually crashed into the mountain was just hidden with that one hole. And the other one was, we were going to go with Earth as the name of the planet, and so the gag would have been Earth,
Ah, yes.
which was good. But I decided to change it up a little bit and make Earth a bit more distinctive from the one that we know from the Ascension verse. So Terra, as in what it is being called in various other mirror universes, particularly Star Trek.
I would have just called it dirt.
Planet Dirt.
Planet Mulch. I'm picturing, when you're saying in the first draft it was like a bigger affair, I just pictured Megatron with like a shovel, and he's covering the Ark in snow. It's like, well, hopefully this stays.
There's
Just on top
Max.
of the mountain.
Well, that'll do it.
I remember it was last minute. You just needed a news report for this, and I rung up Max, Vortex, and Transformers Combaticons, Miriam, and Power Not Normal. She just came on immediately. We just had it off and record that last minute. That was great.
I think this was her audition take that I used, because it was spot on for what I needed.
Oh, dang.
She's so good.
Either that,
She
or
just
it
heads it
was
out.
like the first one that she sent through. And yeah, very very happy to get her on. I'd like to have her again for future films, whether that is Shattered Glass or anything else, because she's excellent. And it'd be a shame to just have her as a news reporter and then never again.
Yeah.
This is speaking of our pals doing voices. At the very end here, this is 360 versus Big Grimlock.
Yeah, this
isn't
is
it?
Matt.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He,
Well.
very very heavily like pitched down, but that's him. Oh, chills. Not
He
to
says,
blow my own
"Daddy."
horn. Daddy. I was like, what? Daddy? He's like starts trying to close it faster.
He uses
Oh, it would
good
have been
art,
funnier if he
tries
said
to-
mommy.
Oh no!
My
I'm
mother.
I'm
Hello,
sorry.
mother
I'm
dearest.
gonna
Is that
be
you?
really unprofessional.
I love the rabbit.
You have to laugh so loud.
Speaking of Matt, he told me like, "Dude, you're gonna laugh so hard when you see this at the end." And I remember I was trying to stifle laughter in the hall when I saw that rabbit.
It's Shattered Glass Stampy. There he is.
Oh, ooh.
Confirmed.
I liked Hot Rod's little little brain there, where he goes, "Hey, spry little beastie."
We said 2 swears in this film.
Oh, look at us being grown-ups and everything.
Next time we will say fuck.
Christopher.
We will say fuck.
I don't even know if he's going to censor that.
There's going to be 3 people out there that hold you to that.
There's one person right now holding their hands over their ears going, no, they will not say they swear. Stop! No.
No! Not in my good Christian Minecraft server. Hot Rod was fun. I'm kind of happy to take a step back from like a big voice acting role if it means that I could do more filming things and be more of a director. But I like to just make sure I get a little something in there. So I was Thundercracker and Target Out for Tryon, and then being Hot Rod for this. I couldn't say no to myself. How could you? How could you say no to a role like that?
Yeah.
Can I say a little stinky confession?
What's your stinky confession?
Before I realised how epic, swag, and awesome Kickstart was, I really wanted Hot Rod when the auditions dropped. I was like, I gotta get this one, please.
Gotta have it. And then when you didn't get it, you just made your own.
I forgot about that. Yeah. I just looked up a bunch of Italian New Jersey slang and went with I went funny soprano.
There he
This
is.
is my big line where I go,
Oh,
here you go, and then I hand him the thing, and that's the end. You want to hold this? And then he walks away.
It's a little machine that goes bing.
This is my
I don't know
epic
what it
swag
detects, but it's getting
detector.
closer.
Well,
That's an
couldn't find any
interesting
here. I
device.
guess we'll move on to the next one.
Guess we're not epic enough. And then he walks away.
Oh, I forgot to turn it on.
Yeah.
I like that.
My
I like that
Rufflecopter
that
detector.
bit of animation, like Optimus snatching the scanner
Yeah.
from his hand.
Being
Yeah.
a petulant child, and he's just,
Give
give me
it!
that. Come here. Yeah.
No.
There's mine.
What is?
Oh, we haven't talked about Isaac.
No.
Larry.
We got to talk about Isaac. He was good. Anyway,
Yeah,
He's an hour late to this, so it's fine.
he definitely makes the most of his time.
He does. He's great as Excellion. So
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what the words are.
That went by quick.
Yeah, that
Well,
was an hour, baby.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but no, like, yeah, Isaac.
Yay.
I know that he'd been doing that kind of Southern Optimus for a while now on like bot posting and stuff, and I just felt like giving it a chance because it would be just so typical to do. Oh, it's Peter Khan but evil, but
yeah.
you know, we're doing Scottish Megatron. We're throwing all the conventions out the window.
Yeah.
Try something new, and I think it surprised a lot of people how well it worked, and I'm very glad that it did.
Certainly does.
I thought this was so funny because you did it in the alphabetical order of last names. So it's like mine popped up second, and I was like,
I think so.
Oh, I feel like I should have contributed
Second
more.
billing over here.
Well, no, look at you. You got the casting and the concept art and the 2D artwork. There you go. So stop complaining.
Dan and Sky.
Oh yeah, Dan. I know that we didn't talk about it all that much of this, but Dan did great with the music. We did.
Oh, yeah.
I think we intended to do a lot more original music, similar to what we had for Target Out for Tryon, which was an entirely original score. But I ended up finding so much really good stuff with like the YouTube music library that I just kind of kept it in. But it all blends together really well. There he is, Joltimus22. Thank you for creating a legend.
He created me.
He created Kickfart.
He created Shattered Glass
That's his true
Wheelie.
name.
Yeah.
That's the second one, guys. Don't let the media let you hear this, right? But he's gonna be called Kickfart in the second.
All right, no, we're gonna. I think about time we wrap this one up. So with a matter of seconds left,
Like, well, that's enough of that. Goodbye.
thank you for joining me, guys. This was really fun.
anytime.
Let's do it for the next film, which comes out in 3 years. But yeah,
Sure.
For tolerating me.
my absolute pleasure. Ooh,
Mark it on my calendar.
mysterious end credits. What could this mean for the future of the Shattered Glassverse? Or
Rock Lords.
it's not Rocklords, or maybe it is. Who knows?
Oh,
It could mean anything.
It could.
Wow.
Anything at all,
could.
unless you may have read
Bye-bye
the
now.
original comics or know the original storyline, in which case you are enlightened.
Well, that's
That
just
Shattered Glass
spoiled the
film
next
rocks.
bunch of films. Right, say goodbye, everyone.
Okay, bye, everyone.
Big kisses.
Bye.
See you in your dreams.
Ooh, part 14 of the Danganronpa Game Grumps playthrough.
No!
That's my recommendation.
Right, enough of
Is
that.
this Sonic the Hedgehog?
Also, a lot of ASMR. Shut
We
up.
did it!
We did it! And stop.